You're now watching Reading Your Comments with the Game Peeps, brought to you by Christopher Marlowe.
And our first comment of the month is from Xanga, and he says, I love how often things in The Sims break. I mean, how often does a sink really break in real life? It's like everything's purchased from the black market of pirate country or something. Dead face. And then, as a side note, he mentioned, and it's just really long, you can read it down below, I'm sure it's like doing this scroll everything. But he recommended doing the Sims mobile app, which actually, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, it just came out not that long ago, I think. My sister downloaded it like yesterday or the day before.
Okay.
Yeah, and she just played it for like 2 seconds, but she says it's a bit like The Sims 2, like the game we're playing right now. It's
I wonder
story mode rather than.
I wonder if it's not more like the one for PSP, which is like it's basically an RPG version of The Sims.
Yeah,
maybe you get quests, you run around, and like literally there are like cutscenes and shit. Like it's totally its own thing.
I could see that being the case. We have to look into it. Both of us are, especially Shannon right now, is super bogged down with things.
Yeah.
And we do not have time to record or edit or like we're just squeezing these things out at the moment. So hopefully things will slow down for us enough that we can look into it.
Hope and a prayer.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanka, for recommending it. Andrea Fantasia says, thanks for the shout out, Game Peeps. And we say you're welcome, Andrew.
I was gonna do it with you.
Oh, sorry.
But that's okay. That's just fine. I don't need you. I don't need you anyway. You're welcome, Andrew. Anytime. Next up, we have a comment from Andrea Fantasia, and he says, I tried to use Google Translate once when I was writing a Russian-speaking character in one of my books. I wanted her to say a romantic line of dialogue in her native tongue. Google Translate gave me, I am loving, yes, the raspberry doll wolf. I mean, I don't know why she didn't propose marriage on the spot. Or he did.
He
her to say a romantic line.
Yeah, so it would be him.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm like, why wasn't he just immediately like on one knee being like, I got this ring. I just bought it on eBay. It instantly showed up.
I know. I have this hotel key for 2:05. Meet me at 8. I'll order champagne and rosemary doll wolf.
Did you just say rosemary?
Rosemary, did I?
You did.
Aww.
That makes it that much better.
Did I Google Translate myself? No. Our next comment is also from Andrea Fantasia, and he says, being two gamers, I'm curious what your thoughts are on Ready Player One, both the book and the movie. Are you as unhealthily obsessed with them as I am? LOL.
So when you sent us this, I hadn't seen it.
I still have not seen it.
I also didn't know that there was a book.
I knew there was a book. I haven't read it.
So, since then, this is Sunday. Last Tuesday, I went and saw the movie.
Okay.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Going in, originally before Andrew mentioned the book, all I knew was it was about video games and Tracer from Overwatch was in it. Those were the two things I knew. And, also there's like a shit ton of game references, so you have to keep an eye out. That was like what I knew about it. Then going in, obviously I knew that there was a book. On Tuesday, I go to EB Games, and the guy was like, it came up that we were going to see Ready Player One. And he's like, oh, I saw it, and was really disappointed with it. And he's like, I won't be buying it. He said, I enjoyed it for what it was, but eh. And he said also the book was not very well written.
Oh, whoa, so you didn't
and
like
I
the book
was like,
either?
wow, okay, going into this, especially because Andrew, hyped it.
That's actually a good thing. It's always good to go in with low expectations. When your expectations are high, you don't enjoy things as much. So it's good that guy crushed your dreams right before going in.
Yeah, already are running a little long, so I'm gonna say this might end up going into tangents. And also, I actually would like to explore this further in tangents once you have actually seen it.
Okay.
So anyway, I went in with very low expectations and was pleased to find that I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the premise, and I feel like for a lot of people, it's not going to be as touching. Like for me, like
As a
it's
gamer?
not the best movie I've ever seen in the world. But I enjoyed it for what it was, and I got the message, and a lot of it was like, it touched me as a gamer, not only because I am a gamer, but because I have a very small clique, like, gaming community, and we're all like a very tight-knit group. So that kind of like
Spoke to you?
spoke to me, yeah. Whereas a lot of people won't have that, and it's just gonna be like, okay, whatever. So would I buy the movie? Yes. But like part of it is just to go like frame by frame by frame and be like, oh, there's this from that game, there's this from that game, oh, I missed that. Like,
Yeah.
but it's not one of those ones where I'm gonna watch it like 30 times and be like, oh yeah, Die Hard fan.
Okay.
That being said, I get home on Wednesday. Ready Player One, the book has arrived.
Oh, okay.
I am on chapter 20. I am halfway through the book. So far, they are 2 worlds apart.
The book and the movie?
Yeah, like, other than character names and premise, they pretty much changed everything.
Interesting.
I understand that part of it is because you need it to be formatted in such a way that it's entertaining to watch. Because a lot of, otherwise you're just literally sitting there watching people, like, you're basically watching a Let's Play.
Okay. Okay.
But I think some of the stuff was lost in how they did it as well. So there's that. And then, yeah, I need to finish the book to give a full review. But so far, I'm not finding it poorly written, as this other person said. It's entertaining. If I didn't, because basically what happened is my work has asked me to pick up a whole bunch of extra shifts. And so, had it not, I would be done with the book already. Which speaks to how good it is, considering I've only had it for, what, 4 days? 5 days?
For me, I am interested in seeing the movie and reading the book. I saw a video from Jacksepticeye. I just happened to be watching one of his videos, and it wasn't even about Ready Player One, but he happened to mention it. And he was like, I watched it for the second time. I didn't like it the second time I watched it. He liked it the first time, he didn't like it the second time, and he said it was because there were just too many references. I'd be interested to see how they use that, because like, say like Wreck-It Ralph is a shit ton of references as well, but it's kind of important. Like, that's the world. It's saturated with it because that is the world. So to be upset about references in a world that is meant to be saturated with references.
To give you an idea without actually spoiling anything, do you remember Second Life or IMVU?
I know of them. I never used either.
But you know the idea is like you have a virtual world and you have an avatar. This entire thing is that a game has been created where it's basically not actually just a game, it's a virtual world. It's basically Second Life but made on a much larger scale.
Okay.
And so everyone can customize their avatar, so like 90% of these avatars are game references.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that works for me. I'm not mad about that. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, so long and the short of the story of Ari is unhealthily obsessed. Cassandra definitely isn't obsessed at all.
No.
I am in need of finishing the book before I can say whether I'm obsessed or not, but I love the concept, and I think the movie's execution was not as amazing as it could be, especially given it was directed by Spielberg.
Yeah.
That being said, like, cinematics are awesome, the soundtrack is awesome, VFX are great. But I mean, he didn't write the thing, so I can't fault him for that.
Yeah.
But it's just like it fell down a little bit, which is on one side I get it, because it's like you're trying to convert a book into a movie. And on the other side, it says right in the the author's bio that he is a screenwriter. So I'm like...
Is he still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Did he not work on the movie at all?
I think he did. But, and here's the other thing. Here's the other disparity is the book was written, I think published in 2011. Mm-hmm. So it was written when we were in college.
Yeah.
All of the references and the cultural stuff has changed since then. So they kind of tried to also update it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think something was lost in the update. Our next comment is from Zenka. He says, yeah, 11th hour for sure had to be part of a bundle. And yes, the robe is what he forgot at the end, which ended up saving his life as it lessened his fall from the broom. So the 11th hour, for those who haven't seen the last reading comments, is a game that Zenka used to play. He was saying 7th guest in 11th hour, or like the room 2 reminded him of that. Since having filmed that, we have looked it up, and 11th Hour is actually the sequel to 7th Guest, which makes a lot of sense. So yes, same game company, same everything, and probably does the same thing because it has a lot of live action cinematics, where everything was filmed live action, then put into the game and looked really crappy and disappointing. But it was awesome for its time.
Yes.
At the time, it was like, whoa!
That was such a thing of the, like, 90s gaming. Such a thing. They did that all the time.
Yeah.
Because even the game, the Titanic game that I was telling you about a long time ago, you probably don't remember.
Okay.
But, even in that game, there's live action actors in that one too, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. The robe lessened his fall, but a robe is not super heavy.
Well, no, it got caught on the broom, I think, before he fell. So
But he forgot his robe.
No, but he remembered it afterwards because of the remember-all. I think that's what happened. Our last comment is from Zanka, and he says, "It's a damn shame that PSO2 never came to the West. Was so hyped about that. Kinda missed their window by now, since the hype train has died."
Well, the good news is you can still get it and use the thing that I use. If you're interested, I can link you to the webpage for the tweaker and all of that, and it gives you instructions on how to get it out here. There's only one really hard part, which is when you go to sign up, there is a thing where it's like, prove you're not a bot by filling out this CAPTCHA in Japanese. Hiragana.
You can download that.
Good luck. So you actually, the problem is the CAPTCHA, you can't like highlight it.
Well, yeah, no, but you can download the keyboard, and then
yeah. Well, what we did was because you have 3 tries before it you have to restart completely from scratch again, other than the registering your email. But you take Google Translate, you open up the handwriting section, and you try to draw the
I could not do that.
And then it will give you it'll give you the letters, and you just pick off which one looks the closest.
I think though, like, he was hoping more like there'd be like the actual English version.
Oh yeah,
and made specifically for the West, not just access to it.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, which is a shame. But if you do want to play it, it is possible, and there are a whole lot of English-speaking players. I mean, half the people on my Discord live on PSO2, and it is fun. And they've just added another massive update. Because in Japan it's just become available on the Switch, I think it is. So they've added a whole bunch of stuff, which is why they just added a whole bunch of Zelda items, so you can now dress up as Zelda.
I don't think they would ever bring it over here, especially now that the hype has died down. But if they did bring it over here, that might create hype for all the people who are like,
Oh.
hey, it's now available.
Oh, it definitely would. But I'm also gonna say if they did it, they'd have to update it a bit, because I know like people are already complaining about like WoW graphics being like, why aren't they updating the WoW graphics? And it's like, dude, they look fine.
Yeah.
So there might be a little bit of an issue with that because North America, you know, the continent that likes to complain about everything if it's not just so.
Yeah. Also wanted to say sorry for not getting back to any of you guys through written comments. Usually we reply to every comment we get, but we just haven't been around.
Yeah, we've been stupid busy. This is the first day in over a week
we've
actually seen each other. So be glad you're actually even getting this video.
Yeah. And that has been reading your comments with the Game Peeps. So until next time,
Go play. Bye.
yoga pants on.
I'm wondering, what would your yoga pants game be? Like, the one that you're just like, this is just really
You
comfortable.
usually have to piss me off first. And Rufus didn't piss me off, so.
I'm actually surprised.
Everyone pisses me off.
When shall we two meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done? When the battle's fought and won?
Oh, man.
Or just like, Thursday.